So in this lecture, we are going to discuss about the second law of thermodynamics. In semester 1, you learn the first law of thermodynamics. These two laws are very important to study the chemical thermodynamics. So what is the first law of thermodynamic? According to the first law of thermodynamic, energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but one form of energy can be converted into the another form. The second statement of the first law of the thermodynamic is that the energy of the isolated system remains constant. The energy of isolated system remains constant. The third statement of the first law of the thermodynamic is that energy of the universe is constant. And the fourth statement is that it is impossible to construct a perpetual motion machine which could produce work without consuming energy. So we aware about the first law of the thermodynamic. No doubt it is very useful. It explains so many things. Particularly, we know the very important equation of the first law of the thermodynamic, that is delta E, it is equal to Q plus W. On the basis of the first law of the thermodynamic, this equation, it is delta E, it is equal to Q plus W. So in this equation, delta E is the change in the energy. Q is the amount of the heat supply and W is the work done takes place. W is the work done takes place during the system. Okay. But now in the first law of the thermodynamics, there are certain drawbacks, certain limitations. The first law of the thermodynamic is unable to predict the direction of change or feasibility of process in particular direction. First law does not predict the direction of the change or feasibility of the process in a particular direction. For example, consider two bodies A and B such that A is hotter than B. Let us shown here the two bodies. This is A body and this is body B. Then the body A is hotter than the body B. What happens? Heat is naturally flowing from A to B. Heat is naturally flowing from A to B till the two attain the same temperature. The transfer of the heat takes place from A to B, where the B has the same temperature becomes equal to A. At this stage, B cannot transfer the heat to A. This B cannot transfer the heat to A on its own. To make A hotter again. To make A hotter again. Thus, it appears that this naturally occurring process has a well-defined direction in which heat will flow. That heat will flow from hotter body to the colder body. But heat cannot reversely flow from colder body to hotter body. Okay. So that reverse process has not takes place. Thus, it appears that naturally occurring processes has well-defined direction in which heat will flow. That is from hotter body to the colder body. This is one example. Okay. So first law of the thermodynamic only predict that the heat will flow from hotter body to the colder body. The heat cannot flow from the colder body to the hotter body. So the first law of the thermodynamic is unable to predict the direction of the change or feasibility of the process in a particular direction. Okay. Second, a drop of perfume diffuses spontaneously into the surroundings when we are using the perfume. It is diffuses. All of you know perfume, you are using perfume for many times. So that perfume diffuses spontaneously into the surroundings. When you are spraying the perfume on your body, it does not mean that it will spray onto your body. Okay, it is diffuses spontaneously into the surroundings. But diffused vapors of the perfume do not spontaneously come together. Whatever the perfumes are diffused, they do not spontaneously come together to form a drop. It means that reverse process does not take place. So first law of the thermodynamic does not explain about this. Now this example, it is known to you. Neutralization of HCl and NaOH. Neutralization of hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide. Heat of neutralization is evolved along with the formation of NaCl and H2O. Let us show this. HCl reacts with sodium hydroxide. It will give salt, sodium chloride and water. This is the neutralization reaction. So during this process, the heat is evolved and the product which are formed, that is sodium chloride and water. But the sodium chloride and water formed do not spontaneously absorb the heat. These products do not absorb the heat and reverse process does not take place. Okay, do not absorb the heat from the surroundings to produce original acid and alkali. So this reaction is taking place into the one direction. The reverse process is not possible here. So in this way, these few examples clearly highlight the fact that all natural processes which takes place spontaneously have well defined direction. That is from hotter body to colder body, or that is from the HCl when reacts with NaOH gives NaCl and H2O. Okay. So these aspects of natural processes are not explained by the first law of the thermodynamic properly. These natural processes are not explicitly explained by the first law of the thermodynamic. Hence, need for another thermodynamic law was necessary. So whatever the things which could not explain on the basis of the first law of the thermodynamic, we know that the first law of the thermodynamic is very better. The very famous statement, the laws of the conservation of the energy, was given by the first law of the thermodynamic. That is, energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but can be converted from one form to the another. The energy of the isolated system remains constant. The energy of the universe is constant. So these are the important statements of the first law of the thermodynamic, but there are certain limitations and drawbacks in the first law of the thermodynamic. Therefore, it is necessary to discuss the second law of the thermodynamic. And the and in the syllabus this second law is given here. So the first statement which was given by Kelvin Planck statement belongs to the second law of the thermodynamics, Kelvin Planck statement. So what is the statement here? It is impossible for a heat engine to produce a net work in a complete cycle. What is the statement? It is impossible for a heat engine to produce a net work in a complete cycle if it exchanges heat only with bodies at a single fixed temperature. Once again, you have to see the statement of the second law of the thermodynamic. It is impossible for a heat engine to produce a network in a complete cycle if it exchanges heat only with bodies at a single fixed temperature. Second law, second statement, Clausius statement. It is impossible to construct a device operating in a cycle. It is impossible to construct a device operating in a cycle that can transfer heat from a colder body to a warmer without consuming any work. It is impossible to construct a device operating in a cycle that can transfer heat from a colder body to warmer without consuming any work. For example, A is a hotter body and B is a colder body. That is known to us. So it is impossible to construct a device operating in a cycle, means like this. Okay, this is cycle. A to B, B to A, that can transfer heat from a colder body, from this colder body to warmer, means this warmer body, without consuming any work. It means during this process, some work has to be takes place. That is the meaning of this statement. The heat is transferred from A to B, and when it transfer from B to A, some work done has been takes place here. Okay, without consuming any work. Then another statement, it is Thomson statement, the law, second law of the thermodynamic. We know that all spontaneous processes proceed only in one direction. This is the very important statement of the second law. What is? All spontaneous processes proceed only in one direction, particularly in one direction. For example, the reaction between HCl and NaOH gives NaCl and H2O. So it is in one direction. It cannot be reversed without intervention by an outside agency. It cannot be reversed without intervention by an outside agency. This one-sided process continues until a state of equilibrium is established. Thus, the second law can be stated as all natural or spontaneous processes tends to go to a state of equilibrium. Means that processes will achieve the equilibrium process. Let us see how it becomes. So we have taken the example of colder body and hotter body. So we know that from hotter body, the heat is transferred to the colder body. Okay. The heat is transferred to the colder body. So this is a spontaneous process, takes place in one direction. It cannot be reversed without the intervention by an outside agency. If we apply certain things onto this colder body, certain parameters onto this colder body, then it is converted to this hotter body. Okay. This one-sided process continues until a state of equilibrium is established. Thus, the second law is stated as all natural or spontaneous processes tends to go to a state of equilibrium. Equilibrium should be attained there. Okay, let us take the example. Suppose we consider a metallic bar which is a hot at one end and cold at the other end. Metallic bar which is hot at one end and cold at the other end, which as a result of flow of a heat has acquired a uniform temperature. The original condition can be restored if heat is allowed to pass from one end of the bar to a machine capable of converting heat into work. This work is reconverted by friction into an equivalent amount of heat, which is then transferred in the other end of the bar. Some extra work is needed from an outside source to complete the reverse process. Thus, this leads to another form of stating the second law as heat cannot of itself flow from a colder to a hotter body without the intervention of an outside agency. Okay, so let us see here. Uh, if we are taking the example of hotter body and colder body, A is a hotter body. Okay, A is a hotter body where and B is a colder body. So heat cannot of itself flow from a colder body to a hotter body. Of course, it is transfer from A to B, but from B to A means from a colder to a hotter body without the intervention of an outside agency. So if we apply certain things on this, certain parameters on this, then this B is converted to A. So this is also the another statement of the second law of the thermodynamic. The another statement which is given here, the energy of the universe remains constant. This is the very important statement of the second law. The energy of the universe remains constant, but available energy is decreasing and entropy of universe to increasing to a condition of maximum entropy of randomness. When there is a maximum randomness, the order will prevail itself. Okay, the available energy is decreasing and entropy of universe to increasing to a condition of maximum entropy of randomness or chaos. So this term entropy being introduced in the second law of the thermodynamic. So let us going to be discuss what is the concept of entropy. Particularly the second law of the thermodynamic has explained the entropy. So what is the concept of the entropy? All spontaneous processes are thermodynamically irreversible. Okay. All spontaneous processes are thermodynamically irreversible in character. Okay, so they are irreversible means it is taking place into the one direction. For example, consider what happens when a gas expands from a region of high pressure to a region of low pressure. The molecules of the gas are more free to move about after the expansion, and hence there is an increase in disorder. When the expansion of the gas will be takes place, there is increase and disorder or randomness. Next, consider the spontaneous dissolution of common salt in water. Suppose that we are dissolving sodium chloride in water. In the solid state, the ions of the salt are held together in a regular manner in the crystal lattice, and therefore there is an orderly arrangement. But when the salt dissolves in the water, the ions of the salt become free to move about in a random manner, and as a result of order is destroyed. Okay, let us take the example here. Sodium chloride crystal. In the sodium chloride crystal, the arrangement will be like this. Each positive ion is surrounded by negative chloride ions, or negative chloride ion is surrounded by positive sodium ion. Okay, so see here, there is a order in the crystal, particular order is given here. Okay, but it is into the solid state. But in the liquid state, this order is disturbed. When we are dissolving this sodium chloride in water, what happens? This order is disturbed. So disorder will be increases. What is the order here? Sodium is surrounded by Cl minus, Cl minus is surrounded by sodium, sodium is surrounded by Cl minus, like that. So specific order is here. But when we are dissolving this sodium chloride in water, this order get disturbed. This order get disturbed. So when the salt dissolves in water, the ions of the salt become free to move about in a random manner, and as a result, the order is disturbed. Their order is destroyed there. Okay. So all spontaneous processes are associated with increase and entropy or with increase and disorder. Okay, so the disorder of a system is expressed in terms of a function called the entropy of the system. So what is the entropy? Entropy, it is a measure of the disorder. Entropy measures the disorder into the system. Okay, so entropy of a system, entropy is denoted by the letter S. Entropy of a system is measure of the disorder or randomness of the system. Entropy of a system describes the extent of disorder of atoms, ions, or molecules of the system. The greater the disorder of the system, the greater is its entropy. And conversely, more order the system, the greater the disorder of a system, the greater is in its entropy. And the opposite statement is that more order the system, the smaller is its entropy. Means that suppose in the sodium chloride crystal, previously we have shown that in the sodium chloride crystal, we show that in a crystal lattice, there is a orderly arrangement. A, A plus, B minus, A plus, B minus. Okay. Similarly here, B minus, A plus, then B minus, A plus, like this. This is a regular order. Okay. It is a regular order. So entropy will be very less. But when we dissolve this compound in the water, this order is totally disturbed. Then entropy will be increases there. Okay. So entropy measures the disorder into the system. Okay. So entropy is a measure of disorder of a system. It is difficult to express the disorder by a numerical quantity. Generally, it becomes very difficult to measure the disorder by any numerical quantity, and hence entropy of a system is also not easily defined. Therefore, entropy change is considered. Okay, initial entropy and final entropy, entropy change, ds. What is ds here? It is the entropy change. So let us write here ds. ds, it is entropy change. Okay, it is called as entropy change. The entropy change for an infinitesimal reversible process is equal to heat absorbed reversibly divided by the absolute temperature. So entropy change ds, it is equal to heat absorbed, that is dq reversible divided by T. Entropy change ds is generally defined as entropy change for an infinitesimally reversible process is equal to the heat absorbed reversibly divided by the absolute temperature. Okay. For a finite change, the entropy change can be obtained by the integration of the equation. Integration of this equation. Okay. Integration of this equation. Okay. So entropy change delta S, it is equal to S2 minus S1 integration from T1 to T2. So it is dq reversible divided by T. Delta S, it is equal to q reversible divided by T. So what equation we are getting here? Okay. So you can see So this is entropy change and it can be written in this way. So thus in the second law of the thermodynamic, the concept of the entropy is given. What is entropy? Entropy, it is a measure of the disorder. So it is difficult to express the disorder by a numerical quantity. Hence entropy of a system is also not easily defined. So this is the entropy change, small entropy change, ds it is equal to dq reversible upon t. Okay. So in this way, this is the very important equation to find out the entropy change, to find out the entropy change here. Okay. So entropy is an extensive property. It is an extensive property. Entropy is an extensive property. So in the second law of the thermodynamic, the concept of entropy has been introduced.